Late stage capitalism's really got us in a chokehold, so I want to talk about my favorite over-the-counter box dyes to get you through the next part of your color journey. This edition is going to be for vivid hair colors because, in full transparency, I have not played with any other colors that are not vivid for dyeing your hair. So for covering your grays, going brown, I have no idea what to recommend you. I wish I did. But let me talk about some of my favorite bright colors to get that you can get without a license. The first one is her. She really is that girl. This is a high lift hair color, meaning it's stronger than most regular hair dye. And it's really great for lifting dark hair dye into a very vibrant red. I've only played with the reds in this line, and they work amazing. They're really, really great. The trick to this is it needs to be on virgin hair. Let's say you dyed your hair 6 months ago, but it all faded out, a year ago, but it all faded out. No, bitch, it did not fade out. It is still there. If you have ever put dye on it without cutting it off, it is no longer virgin. So this is only going to work on virgin hair. The other trick to this is retouching this. You can't continuously put a high volume of developer, a 20, 30, or 40, on and mix it and put it through your ends every single time. It will fry you. It will absolutely cook you. So what I'd recommend doing with this one is using it to touch up your roots. Don't let your roots get too long, but touch up your roots every like 2 months or so with this, and then use a regular fantasy color, like a punky color. Anything that comes straight out of the bottle and is not mixed with another product like a developer is safe and non-damaging. So I would not pull this through your ends every time. Please listen to me, for the love of fuck. Do not pull this through your ends every time. It will fry you. If you have dark hair, you're looking to get a nice, vibrant red without bleach, that is the way to get it. My next one, and these disclosures are not in fine print, they're in bold print. I can't believe I'm showing you this, but bam, splat. This is a very specific purpose, and just know the first disclosure on the splat is do not expect to get the splat out of your hair. That shit is nearly permanent. This is mostly fabric dye. I suspect it's about fabric dye. And it is very permanent. It does not come out. It lasts a very long time, but it will, do not expect to change that color or try to bleach it out, because that's not going to happen. The way that I use this in the salon, and the times when I actually recommend the splat, and I wouldn't do the bleach kit with it, I would just do the dye only, is actually to put Vivids on gray hair. It's a mess to work with. It will stain the fuck out of anything you touch. It will be a train wreck to clean up after, but it really is like potent enough to grab onto the grays. It is stronger than most of the professional direct dyes that I can get in the wholesale distributors. So I do this on a lot of my graying clients. Like I'll put like a purple tint on their grays, and it's only going to grab on your grays or on bleached hair. It's not going to grab on dark dye or dark hair or dyed dark hair, natural or not. It is not going to lift your hair only. It's only going to add color and deposit. So the only time I would recommend this hair dye is on people who are going gray and they do not want to change it, and they want it forever. So they're like, I'm purple for life, or I'm blue for life, or I'm pink for life, and I just want my little natural sparkles to have a little shine of color in it. That is the only time I use splat. The only time. And do not ask me to bleach that shit out. For the love of fuck. Do not ask me to bleach it out, because it ain't happening. Now on the other end of the spectrum, for dyes that are less messy, I love Adore, actually. I really do. It's like $5 a bottle. It's very accessible. It's easy to find in most of the hole-in-the-wall beauty supplies. The reason why I recommend this for home dye is because it is the least staining out of most of the dyes that I've used. It is not very messy, so your hairline's not going to be butchered. Like, when you rinse this splat out, it's going to look like a crime scene. But this one is actually pretty easy to use. It's very liquidy. It's very user-friendly. It's hard to mess up. So if you're less experienced in dyeing your hair, that's a great option for your Vivids. And they last pretty long. I think they're a high quality color. This will not damage your hair, but however, your hair, if you think about whether or not this color will show up, I would challenge you to think about your hair like construction paper. So colored construction paper. So this is a red dye, for instance, and if I have brown construction paper, you'll see, and I'm coloring it with a crayon, and I put red over brown, you'll see a little bit of it coming up. But if I try to put a yellow crayon on brown construction paper, nothing's going to happen. Let's take, for instance, if I have orange construction paper, maybe a very, very, very dark purple will cover it, or a dark red, or a deep color will cover it, but a yellow, for instance, will not. A pastel pink will not cover orange. If you're using yellow construction paper, a lot of things will go with the yellow. You can probably put a little blue on it, but it'll turn green. You can put a little bit of purple on it and it'll cover. You can put pink, you could put red. So think about your hair color as the construction paper. So how light you have to be for these colors to actually do something. Think about it like crayons and color and coloring construction paper. So you're going to have to pre-lighten if your hair is very, very dark to get most of these shades. The easiest vivid color to get with the least bleaching is going to be red, because your hair naturally is going to expose reds, oranges, things like that. Purple, like a dark purple, is a little bit easier as well. So if you aren't comfortable bleaching your hair very much, or you aren't comfortable bleaching your hair at all, those are colors that will kind of add a little sheen to what you got going on. Now here is my disclosure with doing your own hair at home. It is harder than it looks, and these products, even though I've recommended products to you, the application of them, knowing which one to choose, which developer to choose, how to apply it, how to section it, how often to retouch it, there's so many missing links that I'm not giving you here, because it's impossible. It changes depending on your hair and what you need, and every single person's going to be a little bit different. So if you're not very experienced in doing your own hair, I would recommend avoiding any bleaching and just sticking with, just dyeing only, no bleach. And I would try to do things that are less damaging, and maybe just keep it real simple with like a little vivid over top and call it a day. Be real gentle with it. The application of how you do it is going to tell you whether or not it's going to damage your hair. So if I, for instance, can use this in the salon and get a great result, I know how to apply it, how much heat to put to it, if to put any heat, how to section it, which developer to use. I know all of these things, and that is why I can use a hair dye like this and not damage your hair. If you are, again, putting 40 volume with this, which I don't recommend, if you're putting 40 volume with this and pulling it through root to end every single time you dye your hair is going to be fucking cooked. It'll be fried. So application is a very, very, very important tool in this, and know what you're working with, know your own experience level, and I'm always on board with fucking around and finding out, to be honest. I grew up doing my own hair. I learned how to do hair off LiveJournal and was basically living at Sally's and the internet learning how to do my own hair without a license. So I'm never here to judge anybody doing their own hair, and on that journey of DIY, you may end up behind the chair like me in a couple years. You never know where that'll land you. But just know, just because I recommended it, if it didn't work, and you're mad at me for it not working, there's a lot of other things that go on behind the scenes, when you're doing your own hair that will impact the results of the hair. But I hope this helped. The economy's trash, and we should still be able to have fun with our hair. So thank you for listening.